Hey guys, welcome to a weekly reading vlog. I'm so excited to be here this week. So this week I am finishing up At the Coffee Shop of Curiosities by Heather Weber, and this is for Liv's Tea Time Society book club. I'm about 50% through it right now, and I'm really enjoying it for the vibes, but I don't really know what the plot is. So in this book, we are following two main characters. We have Ava, who is a 20-something who's had some health issues in her life, and things aren't necessarily going her way. Her ex-boyfriend has passed away, and she is kind of lost in her life, and she sees this job opening for this small town in Alabama, basically being a caretaker for an older man. And then we have the character of Maggie, who is this older man's daughter who put out that job advertisement but essentially took it down because she didn't think it was necessary. And so it's about these two women's lives converging, but then they have other things going on in their life, like Maggie's mother disappeared years and years and years ago, but she's still dealing with that. There's a little bit of romance sprinkled into both of their storylines. There's kind of like a mystery with Maggie's dad and this coffee shop that she owns, and maybe a ghost in the attic. There's so much going on, but it's all really like small town feel, kind of magical realism vibes, but you can't tell. The characters are all very quirky, but again, I don't exactly know where the plot is going. So I'm listening to that one because it's free on Scribd. And then I brought this to work with me, although I never have time to read at work. So on my Kindle, I'm gonna start Divine Rivals tonight. I'm buddy reading this with Hope from Hope on the Coast. So we're gonna try and read about 5 chapters a day, so I'll be able to take you along with me as I'm reading that, but I haven't started it yet. And I actually have another class about to come in and take a math test. And then I'll teach my 8th graders, and then I'll get to go home and read. But it's a great day to be a teacher. It's a great day to be a student. My 7th graders are, like I said, they're taking a test. And that's pretty much all that's going on right now, but I will be sure to keep you updated as I make some progress in these 2 books. Hey friends, it's about 9 p.m. on Monday night, and I had a really lovely evening. I had some leftover pizza for dinner, which was just like A+. I love a lot of different kind of pizza, but there's something about a barbecue chicken pizza that just sits right, especially with extra onions. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And then my best friend texted me, and we went for a walk at the track, and there was a beautiful sunset. There's a group of people playing soccer. Just a really nice time. And since school started back, I have really been slacking on getting some exercise in, so it felt good to move my body. We walked about 3 miles, enjoyed the sunset and talking. I've missed seeing him since school started, but it's time to sit down and actually start Divine Rivals. Me and my friend Hope are trying to get about 5 chapters read today, and then tomorrow I'll talk to her about what we read. I don't know anything about this book except maybe a magical typewriter and letters between 2 people, and I think it's young adult. And then I know everybody that reads this has been loving it, so I'm very excited. And then in other news, I'm now at chapter 18 of At the Coffee Shop of Curiosities, and it's still just like a vibe. You know, I still couldn't tell you what's happening. There's some relationships developing. There's some pretty cool things that our character Ava is able to do because of an illness that she had, which is kind of cool, that something that is supposed to debilitate you actually is making you stronger and an asset to the community. So that is also cool, but I still couldn't really tell you what the plot is. But that doesn't mean I'm not liking it. It's just kind of, I'm here for the vibes, and it's a good listen. I'm enjoying the narrators as well. The only thing about it is the character of Ava has a southern accent, and hi, I live in Mississippi. I was born in Alabama, and sometimes southern accents in like books or movies are a little over the top, and I feel like Ava's accent is not Ava. I feel like Maggie's accent is just a little bit over the top, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm about to settle in and start reading Divine Rivals, so I'll give you my initial thoughts after the first 5 chapters, but let's dive in. Well, it's now Tuesday morning because I fell asleep. It's 5:06 in the morning, and I decided I was gonna wake up an hour earlier to get yesterday's reading finished. LOL. Note to self, don't wait to read a buddy read until 9 o'clock when you're a teacher. Happy Tuesday evening, guys. To address the elephant in the room, my skin is looking pretty horrible, but it's so hot that I wanted to come home and shower. So let's do a little Divine Rivals update. I checked in with y'all early this morning when I woke up to try and catch up on my 5 chapters from yesterday, and I am finally caught up. So I know enough about the story now to kind of talk to you a little bit about what this book is about, if you don't already know, because I feel like it's kind of taking the world by storm. But this book is dual perspective, and it seems like our main character's name is Iris. She's definitely lower class in this kind of industrial era fantasy world. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. There's typewriters and trains and that kind of thing, but I feel like technology beyond that is kind of non-existent. And she and her brother were super close, but her brother got called off to war by this resurrected God, if I'm understanding correct. And if you hear the God singing, then that means that you're called to war. And so her brother heard the singing and he was called to war, and this like completely devastated Iris. She and her mom are kind of estranged because her mom just isn't making good choices or coping in the correct ways with her life circumstances. So Iris kind of becomes the breadwinner of the family, drops out of her last year of school, and starts working at a newspaper. And it is at this newspaper that she meets her nemesis, her rival. That's the name Divine Rivals, and his name is Roman. And they're kind of up for the same job promotion, and they are given assignments to kind of compete with each other to see who deserves the promotion more. And they have a really fun frenemy type banter between each other. Sometimes it sounds like they actually kind of like each other, and sometimes you're like, these two do not get along at all. So I kind of like this fantasy world with a kind of like office workplace frenemy banter situation. That's really fun. But the other aspect to this book that I've discovered is Iris goes home, and to kind of cope with missing her brother, she types some letters on her typewriter, and since she doesn't know where she is, she just stuffs them in this wardrobe that's in her room, and then she finds out that they are disappearing. The letters are disappearing, and she doesn't know, but they're ending up in the hands of Roman through this kind of magical wardrobe postal service situation going on. That is all I know right now. I think there's a little bit of political intrigue with this war that's going on that we're going to find out, but right now we're really focused in on the relationship between Roman and Iris, and I am eating it up. Technically, this is a young adult book, but the writing is stunning and the vibes are great. It's set in the fall. We're getting a little bit of fall atmosphere and ambiance, and I'm loving that. And really, I'm just excited to go curl back up there and read my 5 chapters for today so that I can talk to Hope about them tomorrow. But so far, so good. So normally I have the same thing for breakfast every day, which is a Greek yogurt with either fruit or granola. But I left super early for work today, so I'm stopping at the good old Chick-fil-A to get myself a spicy chicken biscuit, because that sounds so good. I brought my huge coffee cup to work today because I woke up early and just couldn't go back to sleep. And since I'm getting to school so early, I'm going to get all my like morning tasks done, and then I'm probably going to have time to just sit in my chair and read a chapter or 2 of Divine Rivals, because surprise, I'm still behind. I have 2 chapters to catch up on, and I'll be where I'm supposed to be with Hope. So I'm still really enjoying the story. It is super captivating. It's very slow and quiet, and just like an inner look at these 2 people's lives right now. But we did just get some drama with Roman and his family, which his family is like the rich family of the story, and I'm here for that kind of storyline. Iris is definitely like the poor person, as sometimes these books tend to have. But whatever drama Roman just got himself involved into, I'm liking. Oh, he didn't get himself involved. His parents got Roman involved in this drama. And I just saw a review from Ponytails and Paperbacks, who I love and adore, and she gave it a 6-star. So I'm just really excited to be reading it, you know? I'm just excited to be a part of this community who is all reading and loving the same book, and I hope I love it too. But I'm gonna get my spicy chicken biscuit and see y'all later. Happy Wednesday, ladies and gents. Y'all saw me this morning. I went and got a spicy Chick-fil-A biscuit, which was so good. I haven't had a Chick-fil-A biscuit in forever, and now that they have spicy ones, it's even better. I did not get any reading done this morning like I wanted to. I just was very busy once I got to school, and my best friend's about to come over, and we're making cookies and probably watching an episode of Ted Lasso or something. So I don't know how much I'm going to get read tonight, but last time I talked to my friend who I'm doing the buddy read with, I don't think she was completely caught up either, so I feel like it's okay. I do still want to read tonight. I just don't know that I'm going to make it to chapter 15 tonight, but still loving the book. When I do read more, I'll update you, but right now I'm browning butter for cookies. It's Friday, which means I didn't vlog Thursday because it was back to school night at school, and so every year when we have back to school night, we come to school, we work a full day, which for me is about 7 to 3:30-ish, and then we go home. But on back to school night, we stay until 7 o'clock. So we have a couple hours in between work and back to school night where we can get stuff done. We can clean up our classrooms and make it look nice. I made little newsletters and attached them to QR codes so parents could look at like recommended tools for the kids' iPads and my late work policy and that kind of thing. And we just hung out at school until 7 o'clock. So that is 12 and a half hours of being at work. And by the time I got home, I was done. I was emotionally spent. I could not do anything, so I didn't vlog. I think I only read like a chapter, so I'm behind in where I need to be for my buddy read. Actually, participating in the back to school readathon reading sprints right now. So I'm reading Divine Rivals still on my Kindle through Kindle Unlimited. And I love this book. I can't even really like comprehend where this book might go, but we're following our rival journalists still that are competing for a columnist spot, and they're both going through some very, very hard things right now. So we got Roman and we got Iris, and Iris is kind of on the poorer end of things, and Roman is definitely on the rich end of things, but their life positions don't dictate their happiness or their sufferings. They both are definitely going through some stuff right now, and I cannot wait to see where it goes. But there's also this like war of resurrected gods happening, and people are going missing at the front lines, and I have a feeling somebody is going to end up writing about it. But then there's also magical typewriters and like wardrobes that transport letters to each other's within magical houses, and it's so full of whimsy, but it's got this kind of, I don't want to say like a dark fantasy undertone, because I don't think it's going to be like a dark fantasy, but I'm just curious to see where it goes. So I'm going to keep reading this, and as always, I'll check in with y'all in a little while. Good morning, y'all. Happy Saturday. Happy last day of the vlog, even though there's a full day ahead of us, so I'm not really saying goodbye yet, but I just made it to chapter 20 in Divine Rivals, and I am absolutely in love with this book. I see why so many people are calling it a favorite and giving it 5 stars. It's everything. It's the relationship between Iris and Roman. It's the subtle magical properties of the world, like with the typewriter and the way that the letters make it to one another. It's the war front. It's the setting, like the time and the place that this is happening. Like it feels like a historical event from our world, but it's obviously not, because this war is between gods. The mythology is so rich. The writing is beautiful. I highlighted a couple of things in my Kindle last night. I'm absolutely in love with this book. I'm thrilled that I'm reading it right now, and I can't wait to keep reading it today. I put my hair in these little fringe braid bun things. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's keeping it off of my face and off of my neck, and today that is what I want. Things that are gonna happen today. I'm gonna change my sheets and have some fresh new bedding. It's day 2 of the back to school readathon, which is pajama day, and y'all, I just don't have fancy pajamas. I prefer to wear like a big shirt to sleep, and so that's my pajamas. So I'm just gonna stay comfy all day. I have a board meeting for my theater organization to lead at 1 o'clock. I'm gonna pick up some pizza tonight, but mostly it's just gonna be a cozy day in, which, if you know me at all, I'm thrilled about. And I don't know, I might go add some books to my wish list because my birthday is just a tiny bit over a week away. And when I say wish list, I know I have some really, really nice people who have bought me books before, but it's also the same wish list I send out to like my family members and my close friends who ask what I want for my birthday. So that's the main reason I keep a wish list, but I do have some people who ask about it, and that's why it's always linked below. But anyway, I don't want to get into that mind frame of like, I'm on YouTube and people deserve to send me things. That's not where I'm coming from at all. Last night, I was supposed to go to this theater awards thing because I was nominated for Best Stage Manager for one of the shows that I helped with. And if I'm being honest, I was so tired. I slept for 12 hours last night. 12 hours. And then there were a couple of other things I wanted to update you on. One of them being Lana Del Rey, which is a weird segue, I know, but just listen to me. I am very fortunate. I got Taylor Swift tickets. I'm really excited about it. It's like 420 something days away. So I have a long time to stay excited about it. Lana Del Rey just announced that she was coming to Brandon, Mississippi a week ago, and tickets went on sale yesterday. I work a crazy job where I literally don't have a spare second to check Ticketmaster. And so I was like, well, surely a Brandon, Mississippi concert I can check after school and there will be some tickets left. Well, there were 2 tickets left that were $423. And so I won't be buying those. And from my understanding, it was all bots and resellers that got the tickets. And so I don't know how much tickets are going to be if I end up finding some that are for sale, but it's really disheartening to like your average person with an average salary to live in a world where it feels like concert tickets are inaccessible. And that's really frustrating. And like, it was a really big deal for somebody like Lana Del Rey to come to Mississippi because we just don't get, I mean, we get country singers. We don't really get anybody else here that I'm interested in. So maybe I'll win tickets on the radio or something, but I really wanted to go to that concert. Whatever, let's have a cozy day in. I think I'm gonna go make some ramen for lunch because it's actually not 90 degrees. Not even 100 degrees. It's not even 90 degrees. We're in the 80s right now, friends. And ramen sounds delicious. So I think I'm gonna go make a hard-boiled egg, some ramen, catch up on some booktube, and then read some more. Anybody else have cats or pets that as soon as you leave your spot on the bed, they just take over it? Because Zelda is a professional at it. We have ramen. We have Hannah. What a good afternoon. Oh, it's so good. I decided to get myself a little dessert to go with my pizza as a treat for running one of my last successful board meetings because, man, do those mentally drain me. And I mean, these are back in season, so let's celebrate. All right, ladies and gents, we are popping on here to end the vlog. I realized that I didn't talk much about the audiobook I was listening to this week at the Coffee Shop of Curiosities by Heather Weber, but I'm popping on to let you know that I just finished it. I've been listening to it all month, and it is now here, the 26th day of August in the year of our Lord, and it took me that long to finish it. It was a very slow-going, relaxed-paced book, and I didn't know where it was going for the longest time, but like so many of these just whimsical contemporary books go, everything tied together at the end, and I was very impressed. It's not a new favorite book by any means, but I really did find it quite charming, and I think it's going to be a fun book club discussion for Liv's Book Club. So I ended up giving it a 3.5 stars. I really liked the character of Ava and how she struggled with chronic illness. I am a chronically ill human. I'm very lucky that I've been in remission for about 10 years at this point. But I do have ulcerative colitis. It doesn't go away. So I'm chronically ill, and I always appreciate that representation in books. So it was a very charming, southern, whimsical, good time. I loved all the characters. I loved all the animals. And I loved the, like, just subtle little hints of magic. So it was a good, like, transition book between the summer and the fall, and I'm glad that I read it. Obviously didn't finish Divine Rivals because it's a buddy read, and I was only supposed to get through chapter 25 today, and when I tell you it was so hard to stop at chapter 25 because things started to get so good. I love our main character of Iris, but I think I love Roman even more, and things are happening, so stay tuned for next week so that you can see my reaction to finishing that book. And then I just got another hold through the library, so I'll be starting that one tomorrow. I mean, I'll actually be starting the book tonight, but I'll be starting the vlog of that book tomorrow. One last thing I wanted to say before I let you guys go is I'm starting a like reader walking running competition that's going to be going on for 2 weeks at a time, and basically just walk the amount that you feel like walking or run the amount that you feel like running. It works with just like the pedometer on your phone, Apple Watch, Fitbit, whatever other kind of fitness tracker you have. It will work with anything, and there's no like goal. It's just a friendly competition, and I think it can be fun between reader friends because I don't know about y'all, but because I read so much, I stay stagnant a lot and I need to get moving again. I was doing really good at the end of last school year and I need the motivation. But I'm gonna let you go. As always, my social media is linked down below. If you watched all the way to the end of today's video, leave me an emoji that has to do with the ocean, because At the Coffee Shop of Curiosities is set in a seaside town, so a crab, a seashell, the ocean waves, whatever you feel like leaving me. And I really look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Bye, guys.